Hello. Welcome to the Gulf Coast State College Aquatic Center. In the state of Florida, public pool use is regulated by the Florida Department of Health. Part of that regulation includes safety equipment that's required on every public use pool in the state. So we're going to take a look down here, let you look around and see that what we're using is what you're going to find at every public use pool in the state of Florida. The top two pieces of required equipment for all swimming pools, public pools here in Florida, are a reaching device and a throwing device. Here at the college, our reaching device consists of a shepherd's crook. You can see the hook on the end. You can see the length. So I can reach out a good distance to help somebody that was in distress. How you go about using this, if I keep the hook more horizontal, I keep my weight back, I can reach out a long way. I want to push this into the person who is in distress so they can find it. A distressed swimmer may not be able to grab. You may have to put it into him or her so they can grab it. Then you're going to very slowly draw it back, bring them to the side where they're safe. The other device we have is a throwing device. Now both of these are designed, these are not for the lifeguards to use here. These are designed for the general public if they're at a pool that is not lifeguarded. There's a way for them to help people that might be in distress. This is a ring buoy. You can't just grab it by the rope, you can't throw it like a frisbee. There's a specific way to do it. You're probably going to have one chance, maybe two at the most, so you've got to be accurate. The end of this is called a lemon or a foot. Put it on the ground, put your foot there. Now, if they coiled the rope correctly when they put this away, it works fine every time. You just have to remember to let go of the rope. I find it's easier if I lay the coil down so the top will feed off. You want to swing it in this direction, and when you do, let go of the rope. Now, you want to throw that beyond the person. So now, you can do whatever you got to get that person to find that buoy. If you miss, as you just saw me bring that rope down, I just let it coil right on top. I'm going to take it and throw it again. Once you get the victim, once they get a hold of it, bring it in slowly, talk to them as you're doing it, all the way to the side where they can be safe. Now, there are a few other things that the state of Florida requires. One of those is a list of the swimming pool rules for this facility. And that's on the far wall, so we're going to walk over there and see what that's all about, okay? In addition to the two reaching and throwing devices, the state of Florida requires that we have a list of swimming pool rules posted so that everyone can see what's going on. And these are not limited to just these 7 that are up here. There's always a few more that can be added to this. But those top 7 are very, very important. No animals in the pool or on the pool deck. Dogs especially have a tendency, they'll get material underneath their toenails. They bring it on the pool deck. It can get dropped on the pool deck. It's going to get put into the pool by a bather walking on it in their bare feet and then entering the water. And it makes the chlorine work a little less than what it should be. No food or drink in the pool, again with the maintaining the proper chlorine levels. If you have spills, you get food in the water, you got food or drink on the deck, ants can come up. Again, people stepping on it, putting that contaminated material into the pool. It lessens what the chlorine is really doing. We want people to shower before they enter the pool. This is going to do a couple of things. We walk in, we have a certain amount of oils, dead skin, ammonias on our body. If you shower off, that puts a cleaner person into our already clean pool. If you don't, then you're adding to the suspended solids to the pool. And again, we're back to how useful, how strong the chlorine is working. Our bathing load at this pool is 105. This is based on our pump gallon per minute rate. We have to be able to turn, we have a 197,000 gallon pool here. We have to be able to turn this water over every 6 hours throughout the day. So the bathing load is based on how much water the pump is able to put out. That's why that's listed. Our pool hours, for us it does vary. We have 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're pretty close to that. There's no diving except in designated areas, and we're going to walk around the pool deck. I'm going to show you some areas. The Red Cross recommends that dive only in water that is 9 feet or deeper, and we are an authorized provider for the Red Cross. We try to adhere by those types of rules. And the last one is no glass containers on the deck. Think about, you got a glass, you drop it on the pool deck with all these people with bare feet. You can only imagine how hard it would be to get every little splinter of glass up. So for everyone's safety, there's no glass on the pool deck. Okay, that takes care of our sign there. In addition to that, around the pool, you're going to see depth markers on the sides and on the deck in tile. That's going to tell you how deep the water is in those particular areas. We've got no diving signs. Because this is 4 feet of water, it's not really safe. Some people could dive into this and they'd be perfectly fine, but you've got the people that don't really dive well, and they're going to see someone else do it and think that, oh, I can do that just as well. And they make it more of a head first entry. If they tag the bottom of that pool, then we're going to end up with spinal management issues that we have to take care of. So we try to not allow that to happen. There's no diving in the shallow end. We have the no diving markers all the way down past the slope. All the diving in this pool is done from the starting block side. What we've shown you are items and equipment that are required by the Florida Department of Health for all public use swimming pools. Let's take a moment, let's talk about residential pools. There's a lot of folks out here in Florida, in this county, that have their own backyard pools. A few things that you're already aware of, I'm sure, but if you're getting to have one put in, then there's a few things you need to think about. You need to have some kind of barrier. I believe the state requires a 4-foot high fence minimum around the pool itself just to keep children out. You want to have those locks a little high for the little ones so they can't reach them. You would want to have some type of safety equipment similar to what we have there. They don't have to be at the commercial level as those are, but anything that will extend your reach. Maybe you have a vacuum pole that you use for vacuuming the pool. That could extend your reach. Pool noodles are great, especially most of the residential pools are not that big. A throwing device could be a boat cushion tied to a rope, or even a gallon milk jug. Put a little water in it, give it some weight. You could toss that out there. Anything that floats is a potential rescue device if you had to go in to help somebody because you've got no other way. A couple of those big fat pool noodles would be ideal. Okay, I'm not promoting that as a rescue device, but it would work in a pinch, okay? With that, let's have a few comments here about, for the parents and adult supervisors that are watching children around the water, don't turn your backs on them, ever. Have a regular rest period. Let's say every 45 minutes you're going to take a 15-minute break. I've seen kids that just constantly go and go and go off a diving board, go and go. They start to get tired and you can see the fatigue factor. And when they come up and swim to the side of the pool, they're going from a horizontal and they start to get in this position about the 5th or 6th or 8th time they do it. So a rest period is a very good idea. I think I had two more things here. Teach your kids water safety. We're trying to do that with this. This is a very short idea, but the American Red Cross has some water safety videos. You can find these on YouTube. Just search out Longfellow's Whale's Tales. These are geared towards school-age children, younger kids. They are perfect. Teach them about that. And probably the last thing, probably the most important thing I could tell you guys to do, learn to swim. If you don't know how, learn to swim. The Red Cross offers water safety classes where they get more involved with what we just did, more hands-on. You'll learn to recognize problems that are happening. The other thing you could do is, with your family, everybody learn how to use the equipment. Everybody have a knowledge of what's going to happen should an emergency come up. Okay, have a plan. It's called an emergency action plan. I hope this helps. We enjoy being here at the pool. This is a great place to hang out. I can't imagine having a better job. Everyone have a very wonderful day. Thank you.